Okay, I guess this is going to be my repair slash build video of 1988 XJ. See, I've already got the heat shield off the intake. It's got a bad gasket for the intake side, and the exhaust is leaking too, but I'm positive that's it doing it. Just wanted to point out something I just found. I haven't touched that yet. It was just finger tight. I mean, that one's still tight. Most of them are all tight except for that one that I found, and this back one here is loose too, which has a valve cover gasket leak, which I'm probably going to replace that too while I'm here, along with probably the exhaust donut, and everything underneath this thing is junk exhaust wise. And it's one of them, a bunch of kids owned it. See that? That motor mount here, which is just absolutely gone. Look at that. See, clean through there. And it's been really nasty in the injector ports there. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. Right in there. How gummed up that is with carbon buildup. Along with the intake, which I had actually sprayed that down yesterday, the day before, because I cleaned the throttle body out, which is another thing I noticed that I'm not sure about, but on this throttle body I cleaned it out. It was caked to begin with, but that thing is not closing all the way. Man, that's a big gap. I would have to say that's pretty close to about a 20 thousandths, maybe 25 thousandths gap on each side. I'm not sure if that's because of the it's a carbon buildup right there that it didn't get off on each side, but I mean, yeah, it's a pretty big gap there. And I was actually, the issue I was having now, after I got it from the buddy of mine that owned it before me, was it would just, you start it up, it'd run to about 25,000 RPM, or 2,500 RPM, not 1,000, that'd be ridiculous. But, and then it would run that way for a good 10 seconds, then it would drop down about 15, 16, then it would stay there, and then every once in a while, for who knows why, it would just all of a sudden run right up to about 3,000 and climb, just slowly climb in RPM. That's why I ended up trailering it home about 10 miles or so. Got a little bit of a water pump play too. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. So I was going to get a water pump too, and hoses are all mushroomed out. Yeah, this thing is mostly complete is the thing. It's just got some ghetto here, some ghetto there. Actually, the funny part about the charcoal canister down there is it was just sitting on top of the oil filter, and the old charcoal canister that was originally in here was still down there. They just pulled the hoses off and put on the other one and set it right here. Thought that was a little strange. Then a whole abundance of random wires here. I replaced the cap rotor plugs and wires and ran great. Then I started having all the issues. But then again, I have never drove this thing. I've literally yet to drive this thing more than 30 feet. So this is just the issue for today. There is multiple. The front pinion on the Dana 30 front is wasted. The bearings are shot. Let's see if I can get a good picture of that. So I can steady the camera any. Yeah, that's the whole pinion moving. Not just the yoke or the U-joint. That's the whole pinion. Even has some in and out play too. And of course it's leaking, bad seal. The exhaust here is wire tied up. That support bracket there, what should be there, is non-existent. The transmission, or transfer case here, that the tail shaft there, the middle part broke, so he ended up buying a junkyard one and then just swapping them out. But that leaks too. As you can see, this thing's been sitting here for maybe an hour now. Pinion, or the output shaft on the transfer case leaks too. So that's that little spot over there. Rear end is welded, so I gotta put an 8.8 in it. Ball joints, shocks. I'm thinking about doing a lower control, or a control arm drop bracket on this one, because it has a 3-inch easy ride lift on it, and I'm thinking about getting a couple of billet 2-inch pops, putting on the top there. Then those brackets, and the rear has blocks, so I'm going to do a bastard pack on that. And then I imagine this video is really long. I might have to edit some of the boring stuff out. Yeah, that's my project so far, and it's been a lot done to this thing. It's got all electric windows, but the passenger side. You know, window regulators are junk, seats are junk, no headliner. It's got a sunroof, but it's siliconed. It said it did open though, so I'm going to see if I can get that seal to seal right. And here's the back of it. And it's got the, it looks like it's got a tow package, but that's just aftermarket. It does have the Dana 35 in the rear. Not too shabby for, 270-some thousand miles of teenage abuse. Yeah, we'll see how far I get on it tonight.